My name is Optimus Prime. We are autonomous robotic organisms from the planet Cybertron.
Hi, this is Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles coming at you with another toy review. And this time we're taking a look at the Transformers The Last Night Premiere Edition Barricade Deluxe Class figure. And this is from Hasbro from 2017. So the first thing we're going to do is take a closer look at the packaging. So take a look at the packaging. So pretty standard for the Transformers. They've kind of kept this the same throughout the Age of Extinction, going into The Last Night, and all the other toy lines they've had. But pretty nice. So we got a nice open window that shows the figure Barricade, a nice picture of Barricade that actually spills out onto the side. It says Barricade with the Decepticon logo, and you have this nice strip that's not solid white like Age of Extinction. It's got a little bit of like gray lines in there. It's got the Premiere Edition logo. Basically what that means is this toy is basically for older children and collectors. That's really who it's made for, and you'll see that. And as we go, like I said, on the side we have the Decepticon logo. We have a nice picture of Barricade, and it says Sinister Trickster in a couple different languages. And on the back it just shows Barricade all in his robot mode and his alt mode, and then it also shows two other figures in the Deluxe line, Bumblebee and the Berserker. Both these are molds we've gotten before, which is kind of unfortunate. And on the top, which I think is kind of cool, they got a picture of Megatron with the Berserker and Barricade all on the top. And I think that's kind of a cool little touch. But pretty standard packaging, but let's get this guy opened up. Alright, so getting Barricade out of the package, really nice Deluxe Class figure. I definitely like the feel of him. I like his articulation. I mean, he's a really nice figure, and definitely comes with quite a bit of accessories for this little guy. So, I mean, as you can see, he's got this newer style head sculpt, so he definitely looks a little different. It's definitely a newer mold and a newer type Barricade than we're looking, used to seeing. So, yeah, the first really cool thing is he's got this like kind of missile launcher on his hand, and this thing is really cool. and it actually can be taken off. You can actually take this off and pull this off his arm. He's also got on his hand, he's got brass knuckles that says serve and then protect on this hand, which I'll kind of zoom in a little bit. And they're backwards, so like if you were to punch somebody and he were to smash into it, they'd be branded essentially, which is really cool. He also comes with a gun which can clip onto his side, which I'll show in a second, as well as like a billy club, which is really neat. From the front, he looks absolutely fantastic. I think this guy looks really, really nice. Definitely pretty small. I just pulled out the other Barricade from Transformers, the original movie in 2007, and he is definitely a shorter guy, and I'll probably do a comparison on these guys just so you can see the differences in the Mustang and the size. But he's definitely a squattier looking figure. As we go to the back, or the side, not too bad. I mean, he's got a backpack. It's basically the whole top of the car, but it doesn't look bad. It sits pretty flush. And as we go to the back, you definitely see it's definitely on his back. But you know, a lot of these newer figures did that. Crosshairs did that with Age of Extinction. And you know, just a lot of them seem to do that nowadays. But really nice. But we'll kind of take a closer look at different sections of this guy. Here we have the new head sculpt. Like I said, I really do like this guy, and you can see right in the center of his forehead, it's kind of hard to see with the lights, they have a tiny Decepticon logo on there, and that is really cool that they went and did that much detail on this guy, which I think is really a nice little touch. And as we kind of scroll down to the chest, you can kind of see the lights and stuff. The 2007 one had his chest open up that revealed the Decepticon, but really nice looking figure. Definitely, you know, this is a solid piece. Looks really cool. Definitely like the, you know, molded pieces in there on this guy. As we go to the hands, like I said, here we have the protect on his hand. You can kind of see that in there, which is a really cool feature. And then on here we have the serve. And then, like I said, this does just pop off. There's like two little pegs down here that just slide in here, and you can pop that off if you wanted to do that. Which is, like I said, I like that you can take that off. I was worried that when I originally saw this guy that he was going to be something that it'd be stuck on there and you wouldn't be able to get that off. Coming down to his waist, like I said, these do pin in here. They each have a little clip. Pushed them in real tight, but they pin in right there. And he's got his billy club, which looks really cool. You know, we'll see if he uses that in the movie, but it's a pretty cool touch. Definitely keeping with the police officer motif here. And we'll kind of pull that off and put his gun in. And I do like the mold of his gun. I think it's a cool looking gun, and I mean, it looks really nice. The only thing that's weird is the billy club is a different color than the gun. This is the lighter color, and this is actually like a little bit of a darker gray, and you can actually see that like there's this two-tone different plastics in the gray, and they did, you know, one weapon in one color and one weapon in the other, which is kind of weird, but still pretty cool. Like I said, I like that he comes with two different accessories. And like I said, his back is just one solid huge looking piece. I mean, it's a big, you can kind of see it. I mean, the backpack is really large in this guy, almost like a turtle. But like I said, it's hard to really see it from the front, which is good, because he looks really good from the front. I mean, I think he looks, you know, pretty impressive from the front. So before we get him all transformed, like I said, the robot mode looks absolutely fantastic. Like I said, he's definitely a shorter figure. I'll show at the very end of the video, I'll compare him against a couple other figures. But he is tiny for a deluxe class, but I mean, he looks bulky and beefy. You know, I haven't seen much of him as far as like actual screen footage of Barricade, just a couple of him driving and kind of flipping, so you know, I don't know if that's the way it is or if it's just the way they did the toy, but overall I really do like this new mold of Barricade. I've always liked Barricade. I'm more of a fan of the Decepticons. I love Mustangs, so him being a Mustang and a Decepticon is pretty cool. So he is one of my favorite Decepticons, and I'm glad that they brought him back. But let's get this guy transformed. Alright, to get this guy transformed, the first thing they have you do is they have you take off his arm cannon. Now this arm cannon can go on either arm, but that's one thing I didn't show earlier, but you can definitely snap that on there. But you want to take out the arm cannon, you can leave the other stuff on there. And then the first thing they have you do is you want to make sure you just open this guy up. So, and I also pull this guy out to get him out of the way, because this will get in the way. And you just pull the hood up like this. This next is kind of a tricky section. It's the arm section. So essentially what you have to do is this piece has to rotate down, but there's also a joint right here that you have to click back just once, and I'll kind of do that. It's real hard to do it at this angle. I'll kind of do it down here. Come on. Because if you don't, there you go. It's kind of an angle now, because if you don't do that, there's no way you're going to get the arm into this section at all, which is really weird. And then you want to make sure that this piece is facing towards you, and the fist is like this, and then you just tuck the fist in underneath the hood, and there is a pin that pins it in. As I get them in there all the way, just like that. You want to do that for the other arm as well. Like I said, it's really weird. Like you have to get it down all the way down to here, and then you rotate it just once like that, and then you can bring the arm up. I had a lot of trouble because the directions are basically worthless to these things when you buy these. I mean, they're just pictures and they have little arrows and they're colored all funny. So you want to get the fist in. So basically, he's sitting like this. And I think I even have this one off a little bit, but we'll get it in there. And then you want to rotate these in, and you want to click these sides in like this. And then you want to click this other side in like that as well. So basically you're sitting with them kind of like this. And like I said, you can leave these on. They do seem to fall off a little bit, but that's basically what you'll do. Then the next step is his foot. You want to just fold his foot forward like this, and then this piece comes down like that. So it's going to look like that. So same thing. Just fold the foot down and leave it like that. And then basically what you want to do is, if we're looking at the back, you want to turn the legs up so that his weapons are on the bottom of the car and that his feet are facing together. And then these do peg in with this tiny little peg right here. They do peg in to each other. You really got to smash it in there. It just clipped in right there. And then once we have it like that, then you can bring this hood out. You're going to fold these doors down, and you complete the transformation by pegging everything in. And it takes a little bit to finagle it because the car moves a little bit. You got to make sure you have everything pegged exactly the way it should be, and the pegs are on the right side. And when you come down, because sometimes some of the pegs will go on the outside instead of the inside, and then the inside instead of the outside. So you got to kind of make sure you get everything lined up. You can see how I'm having trouble here. There we go. It's finally got it snapped in there. And we'll come back to the other side and make sure that everything lines up. Come on. This guy's coming. Come on. Got it good. Everything looks good. And then basically you are done. And the weapons do sit on the bottom of the vehicle. And you can see there's like a huge open space on the bottom. I think that's really funny that they did that. It's kind of cheap transformation. See, it's popping off because I got one of the tabs in a weird area. There we go. And then you have them in vehicle mode, and you can attach this guy. Basically these two pegs right here go into this little back section right here. Get that in there. Like I said, it's basically you have to play with it. These directions, I mean, you look at the directions, there are these arrows and these things, and they don't really, this arm section, it doesn't really convey to you what you're supposed to do. So you got to kind of play with it to get it correct. Alright, so take a look at the alt mode. Pretty nice looking alt mode. I love this Mustang. I love the beefy, souped up look to this. Probably the biggest problem I have with it is just trying to get it together, like getting everything tabbed together so there's not any spaces. I mean, you'll have it tabbed sometimes and then it won't be as tight as it should, so they'll pop out a little bit, so you got to tighten it down. But I mean, as far as the overall car, it looks, you know, fantastic. I mean, this is a beefy looking Mustang. It's got the, you know, the scoops on the hood. I mean, these are actually holes that go in, so it's not just molded in. I mean, you can actually, if you look, you can see the plastic through there in these holes. It's really nice. The front looks nice with the lights. I mean, it's a nice little, you know, nice bumper. Black wheels look really nice. It's got the nice police logo with the Decepticons, and it says "to punish and enslave," which is pretty much a standard for Barricade. On the back, pretty standard. No license plate. Got the lights there. Got the no pay in the exhaust, which, you know, too bad they could have put something there. Sometimes they do that with the Transformers. But overall, it's good. I mean, the weapons are on the bottom. They do kind of seem to rub a little bit, but I mean, the car does roll pretty good. But I mean, you can pull these weapons off. That's where they store it. I mean, it's just barely there. I mean, it's pretty nice. And then this guy right here does pop off. You can't take this off, and it's got the holes in the window. I do love that the translucent windows. Maybe I wish they were a little darker smoke because you can see a lot of the pieces in there. But I mean, overall, I mean, I prefer this over just having solid painted stuff. I like the actual look of glass. I think that's much cooler for a Transformer. Love the top lights. Really, really nice on this guy. I think that's really cool. They did a good job with that. And on the bottom, like I said, the biggest problem I have, you know, probably is going to be just, there's a lot of empty space. They probably could have maybe done something a little different. I mean, on the older Barricade, it was more a tighter transformation, but overall not too bad, and you can see his face right there. But you know, looks really good, really nice looking Mustang. And just for a little size comparison, here we have the Voyager class Optimus from the last night next to the Deluxe class Barricade, so you can kind of see. Is it to scale? No. I mean, obviously a Mustang would be a little bit smaller, or you know, or smaller than it is right here, because that semi truck should be a lot bigger. But I mean, not too bad. I mean, it almost goes. We'll take a look at the actual leader class from Age of Extinction. And you know, this is going to be the same mold for the last night leader class, and that pretty much fits a lot better. That looks much better as far as the scale. I mean, that's if you look at that, it's not too bad at all. But really love this vehicle mode. I really do enjoy this vehicle mode for this Mustang. And just for size comparison, here we have the last night Deluxe class Barricade in the center, next to the Deluxe class Barricade from Transformers 2007, the first movie, and then we have the Age of Extinction Voyager class Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. So you can kind of see the size scale. So this Deluxe class over here from the first movie is much larger than him. I mean, you can see. I mean, his head barely comes up to where this little section is on you know, this older Barricade. And I mean, two different looks of Barricade. And like I said, I'm gonna do a comparison on these two because I think it needs to be done. But you can definitely see, like, he's almost in like his own class, like size. Like, these Deluxe, you know, figures are getting smaller and smaller. This is, you know, the first Transformer, so this is what a Deluxe was, and you can see how big he was. And then now we have, this is the Voyager from the last movie, and you can kind of see, like, this guy, you know, he's almost, you know, he's just smaller than a Voyager, but he's bigger than these new Deluxe class. So it's a weird the way they're going. They just seem to be going smaller and smaller with these figures. Same thing like the Voyagers from the original movie seem to be a little bit larger than this guy, but you know, he might not be in scale to some of your older figures, but I mean, he definitely is a good figure. Like I said, he's squattier, but his mold is fantastic. And this newer toy line has been, for the most part, a disappointment. And it's not the, you know, this is the second toy I reviewed. It's not the toys that I reviewed. It's the toys that I'm probably not going to review, like the Voyager class Grimlock, which is a repaint. And then the Bumblebee, which is a repaint. And then I think Crosshairs is going to be just, you know, the same mold, a repaint. I think Drift is just the same mold and a repaint. It's just really unfortunate they're doing that. And the leader class Optimus is basically just a repaint. It might have like a different molded chest piece, but they really didn't go out of their way and make new molds. I mean, with, you know, a couple years between the movies, you think that they would have time to kind of upgrade and do some stuff. And they are making a newer Bumblebee towards, I think, like Wave 3, but it's really been unfortunate that this toy line is really plagued with, you know, them just not changing stuff and just saying, you know what, we're just going to repackage and repaint stuff we've already put out for the last movie, and you know, consumers are going to buy it up, which is really unfortunate. I really hate that. And you know, the Voyager Optimus, which I reviewed before this, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a new mold. I mean, I love that guy, and this Barricade are basically the only two new molds that we have so far. You know, they have the Berserker, which is, we've had, you know, we got Dark of the Moon. It's just, they're recycling a lot of stuff, and it's really sad to see that. I really like to see new stuff. I don't like to buy the same stuff over and over again and just, you know, have it repainted. They're releasing the Dinobots in basically colors they should have been before, like the Voyager Grimlock, Slash, and then I think Slug is being released as well. But it's just, you know, waiting for the newer molds is what is kind of unfortunate. Like, you know, the newer mold that I'm probably most excited about are, you know, basically the Megatrons, and then they have a Deluxe class Scorn, and then we're also getting a Voyager, what's his name? Hound, which is a new mold, which is fantastic. I'm glad they didn't just recycle that. So these two that I reviewed so far, I love this figure, you know, and I love the Voyager class Optimus. It's just, I want to see new stuff, and so far this toy line hasn't delivered that. But I mean, these two figures are definitely something new and fresh, and I do enjoy that. But once again, this has been Jason with Violator Comics Collectibles. Any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys next time.